Hey everybody, today I'm going to drop my power steering pump, also drop the AC out at the same time. It's going to be two things I'm going to be knocking out. It's going to give me about 15 to 20 horsepower to the wheels. It's not a substantial amount, but it will help in the long run. I'm going to be depowering the power steering rack, which is also different than just taking the pump off. What I'm going to be doing is doing a loop system where it loops the fluid through, so it's still pumping the fluid when you turn the wheels, just not, I don't know how to really describe it, but that's basically the gist of it. Is when that happens, what you're going to do is loop those two lines over here and then the two lines over here together. And once that happens, the fluid continuously loops, so it's like an infinite loop of fluid. That's one way to depower the power steering. And the power steering racks are the best. Everyone's just like, why don't you go out and buy a manual steering rack? Well, the reason they don't with the Miatas is the fact that the manual power steering rack takes 3.8 turns to go from left to right. The power steering rack takes 2.8 or 2.5 turns to go from left to right. So the power steering racks are better. Depowering them will give you more horsepower. You will, it'll be the same thing as a non-power steering rack. It'll have a little more resistance, but in the long run, it'll be better for drifting, cornering, so on and so forth. It's the best way to do it, but this right here is just the cheap, effective way to do it. They also make a delete kit on eBay, 50 bucks. It'll have the bolts that go in the thread holes, so you'll actually unthread the lines and then bolt the bolts in there, which I was thinking about, but this is basically free. I've got the lines, the clamps, the tools to do it, so I might as well just knock it out and not have to spend any money. So enjoy, guys. First, you're gonna need a few things. You're gonna need some tools, 12, 14, flathead, little cutting tool. These are just a universal, always come in handy type tool. But you're going to remove the intake system, then the nuts and the bolts, cut the belt, take the belt off, whichever one you want to do. To me, I don't really care, so I'm just going to take it, cut it off, and I have a spare just in case I decide I don't want to do this, which I'm pretty dead set on what I want to do. You'll take all that off, and we'll get down into the nuts and bolts of everything. Okay, see right here? These two lines here are going to have to be blocked off. This line and this, there's a nut. It's a banjo bolt. This right here, these two lines will have to be completely blocked off. These two lines down here, I don't know if you can see that very well, but these two lines will run together. We'll do that by using a hose and a hose clamp. I couldn't get this bracket off because there's a bolt underneath here
and I'd have to remove this water jacket elbow thing. And I'm just not going to worry about it right now. The bracket's not hurting anything. But to drop it out, it would give me a little bit less weight in the car. Not anything substantial, but every ounce counts. But those two will go together. These two will get blocked off. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet, but I will probably pinch them for now or just run them together. That'll probably work fine for right now. And then underneath in the middle of the rack, there's also 2 more lines that need to be blocked or looped together. So let's try to get that done. Alright everybody, this is the hose that I cut off of this side, and remember I was cutting on this side? Well, I got that cut, and then this was the hose that was originally running to a line over here, and the hose that was running from this line to the power steering reservoir. I used both those lines with the metal line in between and connected them in the loop. And that's how I looped that. I'm going to be going out tomorrow and buying bolts that actually fit into there to just block it off completely. And as for these 2 lines down here, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get to them yet, but at the moment it's perfectly fine. It's not leaking, nothing major is going on. I still have to tighten this clamp down with my pliers, which I might just go ahead and do right now. Alright, there it is, guys. This is one of the ways to delete the power steering. I'm not saying this is the correct way or the ultimate way. I am saying this is one of the ways. I will be tying these 2 lines together. These 2 down here. They will be running in a series looped together. And then in the middle of the rack, there's also 2 lines. One will go from here to there. It's kind of, I'll have to show you if I can get under there and do it. But these hoses here will be blocked off. Remember, these have to have bolts blocking them off. They will be sealed in, so they won't be circulating through each other. They will be causing more pressure in the rack, which will help it feel more like power steering than like your belt just broke. So that is how we'll do this. And then I will clean it all up at the car wash. I'll go spray it down after I take the hoses out. I'm taking the rest of the AC lines out and the condenser, so I'm not going to be filming for that, but just make sure you keep all your bolts. You can sell the AC and power steering stuff, make a little extra money. I don't know how much they're worth. I'm probably just going to sell mine for like 20-30 bucks or something. Nothing special. But yeah, that's how it is, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. Well, everybody, there it is. She runs really good, actually. I took it out for a spin already, and if it wasn't so dark I'd get a video, but it definitely kicks out a little bit better now. I can feel most definitely in first gear it has a lot more torque than it used to. Much more room down in here so that, you know, more airflow can get in, cool the motor. Yeah, it does pretty good. I didn't loop those lines together. I figured I'd take it out for a spin before I looped them together, but it works pretty good. I'm still probably going to loop those because I think it might make a difference, but it feels like pretty much a factory Honda's non-power steering rack and pinion, so I'm pretty pleased with it. So I hope this video helps somebody. It definitely did work. I will be selling all this stuff, so if you're a subscriber and you're close to me, it's for sale. But I strongly suggest you do this mod. If you like your luxury of power steering, then don't, but the AC dropping and the power steering is one belt, so I don't know if you can drop the AC and just get a bypass belt. Not sure, so I just dropped them both, dropped some weight out, and got a little power at the same time. So fuel economy should go up about 1 to 2 miles to the gallon. I'm already getting 33 in town, so we'll see what it gets whenever it's done. But there it is, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe and tell your friends.